Welcome to this lesson on the integrals of trigonometric functions. Today, we are going to explore how to find the area under curves for sine, cosine, and other trigonometric graphs. This is a fundamental concept in calculus that connects geometry with algebra. First, let's understand what integration actually means geometrically. When we calculate a definite integral, we are essentially finding the net area between the function's curve and the horizontal axis. Think of it as calculating how much space is trapped underneath a wave. Here are the two most important formulas you need to memorize. The integral of sine x is negative cosine x plus c. The integral of cosine x is positive sine x plus c. It is very common to mix up the negative signs. So remember that since the derivative of cosine is negative sine, integrating sine gives you negative cosine. Let's look at the graph of sine x from 0 to pi. The curve is above the axis, representing positive area. From pi to 2 pi, it dips below the axis, which counts as negative area in integration. Understanding this visual helps you predict whether your final answer should be positive, negative, or 0. Now, consider the cosine wave. It starts at a peak of 1. The area is positive until the curve crosses the axis at pi over 2, then it becomes negative. This shifting pattern is why the integral of cosine relates back to sine. It is crucial to distinguish between the two types of integrals. An indefinite integral results in a function and must always include the constant plus c. A definite integral, which has upper and lower limits, results in a specific number representing the area and does not need the constant c. Let's try an indefinite integral example. What is the integral of secant squared x? To solve this, ask yourself, which function has a derivative of secant squared? The answer is tangent x. So, the result is tangent x plus c. Now for a definite integral. Let's calculate the integral of sine x from 0 to pi. First, we integrate sine to get negative cosine. Then, we evaluate this at pi and subtract the evaluation at 0. Negative cosine of pi minus negative cosine of 0 simplifies to 1 plus 1, which equals 2. Here is what we just calculated. The area of one arch of the sine wave, from 0 to pi, is exactly 2 square units. It is a beautiful and simple integer result for such a curvy shape. Here are some tips to avoid mistakes. If your integration result starts with co, like cosine or cotangent, it usually gets a negative sign. Also, if there is a number inside the sine function, like sine 5x, remember to divide by that number in your result. And never forget the plus c for indefinite integrals. Why do we learn this? Engineers use these integrals to calculate the power in alternating current electricity circuits. It is also used in signal processing to analyze sound waves and in architecture to determine the structural properties of arches and domes. To summarize, integration allows us to calculate the area under trigonometric curves. Remember your basic formulas for sine and cosine, keep track of your negative signs, and know the difference between indefinite and definite integrals. Thanks for watching.
If you like this video, hit that like button and don't forget to subscribe. Visit codelucky.com for more such useful content.